Have you ever wondered how the civilization we know as Egypt came into being? A question like this sparks the curiosity of anyone who has a penchant for history. It's an invitation, a beckoning to undertake a memorable odyssey through the corridors of time, diving into the intriguing narrative of an ancient civilization that has had a profound influence on the course of human history. The civilization we're delving into, Egypt, cradled delicately at the crossroads of Africa and Asia, has always held a unique position, both geographically and culturally. As the wheel of time slowly turned, the centuries transformed into millennia, and the land that we now call Egypt bore witness to the rise, growth, and decline of countless civilizations. Our exploration commences in the hazy depths of antiquity, where the demarcation lines separating prehistory and recorded history become increasingly muddled. I invite you to close your eyes and let your imagination wander, losing yourself in the vast, unspoiled landscapes of North Africa, as it was thousands of years ago. Picture the scorching desert sands, the harsh, jagged mountains, the oasis teeming with life, and the fertile river valley. The Nile River, this life-giving artery of water, elegantly snakes through the heart of this landscape. Its waters, sourced from the lofty highlands of East Africa, breathed life into an otherwise desolate desert. This exceptional river, with its predictable rhythms, cultivated an environment conducive for the emergence of one of the world's earliest civilizations. It's worth noting that the genesis of civilization was a slow, gradual process spanning millennia. It wasn't an event that occurred overnight. In this era of prehistory, the very fabric of human existence was intricately entwined with the rhythms of nature, especially the periodic flooding and ebbing of the Nile. Its annual floods enriched the soil, creating fertile lands that heralded the advent of agriculture. The nourished soils, augmented by the silt of the Nile, were perfect for cultivation. The growth of grains, primarily wheat and barley, signified a significant shift in human lifestyle. This shift marked an unprecedented moment in human history. Our ancestors were no longer solely dependent on hunting and gathering for sustenance. They learned to adapt and modify their environment, leading them to establish settlements, construct shelters, and shape their surroundings. They began building communities, which gradually evolved into complex societies. As these societies expanded, so did the foreign organized structure and leadership. Leadership patterns and governance structures began to emerge. By the end of the pre-dynastic period, around 5,000 years ago, these scattered communities had merged into two distinct kingdoms, Upper Egypt in the southern region and Lower Egypt in the northern region. However, it wasn't until these two kingdoms were unified under a single ruler that we witnessed the birth of the first true Egyptian state. This was a pivotal moment, a turning point that laid the foundation for a civilization that would endure for 3,000 years. This is the point where Egypt's incredible journey towards becoming a globally influential power begins. The ruler of this unified state, the Pharaoh, was more than just a king. In the eyes of his subjects, he was a god king, a divine figure. He was perceived as a conduit between the mortal world and the divine realm. This belief system, intertwined with the political structure, laid the groundwork for an era characterized by monumental architecture, intricate hieroglyphic writing, and complex religious rituals. This unique fusion of the divine and the temporal, the sacred and the secular, is a hallmark of ancient Egyptian civilization. It is evident in their monumental pyramids, intricate hieroglyphs, and elaborate rituals. It influenced their art, their literature, and their worldview. They cultivated a civilization marked by stability, where change was gradual and unhurried. The complex societal structures, the magnificent architectural accomplishments, the captivating artistic creations, and the deeply ingrained religious beliefs, all these elements contribute to the rich tapestry of ancient Egyptian civilization. Each thread in this tapestry tells a story, narrating a tale of human innovation, resilience, and ambition. Thus, the foundation for the great civilization we now know as Egypt was laid. Despite numerous challenges and upheavals, this civilization has left an indelible impact on human history. It is a story that continues to captivate and inspire us, acting as a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity. As renowned Egyptologist James Henry Breasted aptly said, "The Egyptian civilization only the earliest emerge on the stage of history, but it is also the longest-lived of all the civilizations of the ancient world." Ponder on this as we continue unveiling the secrets of this extraordinary civilization. How did the Egyptians build the pyramids, these magnificent structures that have stood the test of time? As we seek the answers, we find ourselves launched back in time to the distant epoch known as the Old Kingdom period. This era, nestled in the ancient sands of time, is frequently overlooked, overshadowed by the more famous ages of ancient Egypt that followed. Yet, it was an era of profound significance, a time when a civilization started to stretch its wings and reach for the heavens. The Old Kingdom period was a golden age for ancient Egypt, an era characterized by prosperity, territorial expansion, intellectual growth, and cultural development. It was a time of grandeur and ambition, a time when the people of ancient Egypt dared not only to dream big, but also to translate those dreams into tangible reality, fashioned in stone. At the epicenter of this age of grandeur stood the pyramids. These monumental structures, their peaks piercing the azure sky, were more than just architectural marvels, were symbols of human aspiration, ambition, and perseverance. They were the physical manifestation of the collective will of a civilization that dared to defy the limitations of its pushing the boundaries of human knowledge and skill. Born in isolation, the making of these massive structures was the result of unprecedented architectural prowess and ingenuity, honed and perfected over generations. The construction of the pyramids was a testament to the intricate, highly organized social and political structures that governed the Old Kingdom. It reflected the complexities of a society that was increasingly centralized, efficient, and coordinated. At the heart of these grand structures and the civilization that constructed them were the pharaohs, the god-kings who wielded absolute power over this land bathed by the Nile. Their reign, marked by a centralized administration that permeated every aspect of society, enabled the mobilization of vast resources on a scale previously unseen. This centralized control was critical in the realization of these ambitious, awe-inspiring projects. In line with their absolute power, the pharaohs commanded the construction of these colossal tombs, a final resting place that reflected their godly status. The pyramids, thus, were more than just tombs. They were a manifestation of their power, influence, and divine mandate, a statement to their subjects and to the gods, a testament to their ability to shape the world around them. Yet the construction of the pyramids wasn't merely a show of power or an exercise in vanity. Rather, it was a complex process that required meticulous planning, precise execution, and considerable technical skill. From quarrying the massive stones to transporting them over vast distances, to finally aligning them perfectly to the celestial bodies, every step of the process was a marvel of ancient engineering, a testament to the ingenuity of the ancient Egyptians. In the heart of the pyramid construction process lay a powerful labor force which consisted of thousands of skilled and unskilled workers. These men were not mere slaves but respected members of the society, their work considered a sacred act, an offering to the divine entities they worshipped. The pyramids were more than mere piles of stone. They were a symbol of the divine connection between the pharaohs and the gods, a connection that the people of the Old Kingdom deeply respected and revered. This belief in the divine mandate of the pharaohs formed the very essence of ancient Egyptian society. It was an idea that held the people together, a belief that gave their lives meaning and fortified them to endure hardships. As centuries rolled by, the essence of this belief remained etched in the stones of the pyramids. They became a testament to the indomitable spirit of the people who built them, a timeless monument to their faith and their determination. The pyramids, symbols of the Old Kingdom's grandeur, remain impressive and enigmatic to this day. The secrets they hold and the tales they tell continue to fascinate us, drawing us back in time to an era of god-kings and grand edifices, an era when mankind dared to reach for the heavens, one stone at a time. What happens when a great civilization faces a crisis? This question launches us into an immersive, detailed journey through a critically intriguing chapter in the annals of Egypt's history, the First Intermediate Period. It was a period of monumental shifts, a time that bore witness to a malicious blend of socio-political influences, factors, and environmental phenomena. These elements intertwined to create significant waves in the societal fabric of Egypt, causing ripples that spread across the civilization. The First Intermediate Period stands out in the annals of ancient Egypt's history like a beacon. It piques interest as it illuminates an era when the previously invincible Old Kingdom, once a towering symbol of power, unity, and unassailable strength, started to show signs of wear and tear. The formidable kingdom that had once been an epitome of stability and order began to crumble, falling prey to chaos that started to envelop the land, disrupting the once established order. The Old Kingdom, which had been meticulously built on the strong foundations of unity, synergy, and strength, stood as a striking testament to the resilience and robustness of the ancient Egyptian civilization. It was a golden era that basked in the magnificence and grandeur of a civilization deemed to be impervious. However, the once rock-solid foundation began to wobble, triggering a sequence of events that would indelibly alter the trajectory of Egypt's history. Much like any complex social structure, the Old Kingdom was not immune to the universal laws of evolution, change, and adaptation. Elements contributing to its downfall were varied and numerous. The centralization of power, an administrative system that had initially played a pivotal role in unifying the different regions under a single rule, began to stretch the administrative apparatus to its breaking point, testing its operational capacity. The strain and pressure began to manifest themselves, with the kingdom's wealth no longer capable of supporting the opulence and grandeur it had been renowned for. In addition, a series of low Nile floods, an environmental factor that was beyond human control or intervention, only amplified the stress and pressure on the kingdom's resources. The implications of these factors were far-reaching, impacting not just the upper echelons of the hierarchy, but also trickling down to the grassroots level. Discontent and discord began to brew among the citizenry, culminating in a growing disillusionment with the reigning pharaoh. The first intermediate, spanning over a century, was punctuated by political instability, social upheaval, and cultural transformation. It was an era when the cultural and societal fabric of Egypt underwent significant changes. The grandeur and systematic order that had been the hallmark of the Old Kingdom were supplanted by disorder, confusion, and a pervading sense of uncertainty. However, this period was not merely a tale of decay and chaos. Despite the turmoil, it was an era of introspection, reflection, and transition. A time when existing norms were questioned and challenged, providing an ideal environment for the germination of novel ideas and innovative thoughts. Art and literature, the truest mirrors of society, underwent a profound transformation during this era, reflecting the shifting societal dynamics. Rather than focusing on the elite, art and literature became more accessible, spotlighting the experiences of ordinary people, indicating a significant shift in societal perspectives. The turbulence of this period stirred a wave of unprecedented changes, leading to a cultural revival, a kind of renaissance. This reshaped Egypt's cultural landscape, challenging traditional norms and paving the way for progress in thought, art, and culture, signaling the advent of a new era. The seeds of this transformation were planted during this time of turmoil and chaos, preparing the ground for the rise of the Middle Kingdom. The first intermediate period, despite its inherent chaos, laid the groundwork for the emergence of a new era civilization. A testament to the resilience of a civilization that, even in the midst of crisis, managed to sow the seeds for a new era. Yet, even in times of crisis, the seeds for a new beginning are sown. How does a civilization rebuild itself after a period of crisis and chaos? This is a question that has engrossed scholars, historians, and intellectuals for eons, a query that has been meditated upon with profound interest and curiosity throughout the ages. A civilization, after all, is not just an assembly of people or a collection of structures. It's an embodiment of a collective spirit, a testament to the human capacity for innovation, adaptation, and resilience. It bears witness to the astonishing ability of humanity to rise from the debris of destruction and forge a path towards resurgence. It speaks volumes about the fascinating process of societal evolution. Diving into the depths of history, we encounter numerous civilizations that have undergone such immense tumultuous periods, where the very fabric of their societies was threatened. These civilizations, however, did not just fade away into the abyss of obscurity. No, they faced the crisis head-on. They learned, they adapted, they evolved, and they emerged stronger. One civilization in particular stands out for their struggle and eventual triumph over such a crisis: the civilization of ancient Egypt. The tales of this ancient civilization's struggle and subsequent rise from a tremendously tumultuous period, known as the First Intermediate Period, and their journey towards an era of rejuvenation and reunification referred to as the Middle Kingdom, has been a rich and fertile area of study for historians. In the grand narrative of ancient Egypt, the First Intermediate Period was a time marked by political instability and a complete societal breakdown. It was a period when the authority of the mighty pharaohs dwindled, and the central government found itself wrestling with the task of maintaining control over its vast territories. This period was characterized by a profound disunity and chaos that led to a significant downturn in the economic and social aspects of life. The once glorious and prosperous civilization found itself engulfed in turmoil and despair, yet this was not the end, it was merely a turning point. The first intermediate period was followed by the Middle Kingdom, an era that marked a significant shift in the trajectory of Egyptian civilization. The Middle Kingdom was not just another epic in the vast annals of Egyptian history, it was a time when the nation came together, unified under a central authority, the might of the pharaoh and the central government. The Middle Kingdom was an era of regained political stability, a time when the pharaohs and their administrations worked relentlessly to restore stability and prosperity their domain. The Middle Kingdom, however, was not solely about restoring political stability, a time of cultural and artistic renaissance. The literature produced during this era is celebrated for its reflective and philosophical nature, offering a unique window into the mindset and hearts of the people who lived during this era. In terms of arts and architecture, the Middle Kingdom marked a golden age. The monumental structures and artistic creations from this era are a testament to the artistic genius of the people. The Middle Kingdom was also a period of architectural splendor. The Pyramid of Amenemhat III at Hawara, with its intricate labyrinth, stands as a testament to the architectural brilliance of this era. It serves as a silent reminder of the ingenuity and innovation of the people of this era, of their ability to create something of such magnitude and complexity. The Middle Kingdom also laid the groundwork for the future. It was during this period that the foundations were the New Kingdom, which would see some of the most iconic pharaohs in history, like Hatshepsut and Tutankhamun. The Middle Kingdom was therefore not just about the past, it was also about the future. In essence, the Middle Kingdom was a time of rebirth for Egypt. It was a time when the nation rose phoenix-like from the ashes of chaos, rebuilding itself stronger and more vibrant than before. It was a time when the people displayed extraordinary resilience and determination to restore their civilization to its former glory. It was a time when art, literature, and philosophy reached new heights, reflecting the renewed spirit and strength of the Egyptian people. It was a time when not just the civilization, but the very spirit of the people underwent a transformation. It was a time of rebirth, a time of resurgence. Thus, the Middle Kingdom marked a period of rebirth. And what does it take for a civilization to reach the pinnacle of its power and influence? This is a question that historians, scholars, and thinkers have pondered over time and again. We often turn towards the past, towards the annals of human history, to find answers to this intriguing question. And among the plethora of civilizations that shaped the course of human history, the civilization of ancient Egypt stands out. The story of its rise, fall, and resurgence offers fascinating insights into the dynamics of power and influence. In the historical timeline, we find a significant point of reference in the Second Intermediate Period, a period stretching from approximately 1700 to 1100 BC. This was a time when the civilization experienced a deep dive into decline and fragmentation, a shift from the stability and power dynamics of the past. The upheavals were not just political, they were also socio-economic and cultural. Economically, this period witnessed a shift from prosperity towards a drastic dwindling of resources. The bounteous Nile, a lifeline for the civilization, seemed to have lost its generosity. The agricultural output suffered, leading to inflation and a strained economy. This was a time when the civilization's resilience was tested to its limits. Culturally, there was a metamorphosis, a movement away from traditional norms and practices. The societal norms were changing, and the cultural identity was undergoing a transformation. The old gods were questioned, new ideologies took root, and there was a visible shift in the way people perceived their existence and their relationship with the divine. In the midst of this turmoil, the political landscape was just as turbulent. The ruling pharaohs faced rebellion and resistance. The power structures were disintegrating, and the control they once wielded was slipping away. But it was during this very period of decline that the seeds of resurgence were sown. This period played a pivotal role in the subsequent rise of the New Kingdom. The birth of the New Kingdom was a turning point. It marked the end of the prevailing chaos and the beginning of a new era, an era of resurgence and unity. This was the time when powerful pharaohs took control, when Egypt once again found its voice and its identity. Under the rule of Pharaoh Ramesses I, the civilization witnessed a resurgence in power. Ramesses I was not just a ruler, he was a warrior, a leader who led from the front. He was instrumental in expelling the Hyksos, foreign usurpers who had infiltrated the Egyptian dynasty. His victories were not just military successes, they were victories for Egyptian identity and sovereignty. This period of resurgence was characterized by renewed energy and vigor, derived from a profound sense of national pride and cultural identity. This was a time when Egypt began to reclaim its power and influence. The birth of the new kingdom marked the beginning of a remarkable journey, a journey of revival and resurgence. The New Kingdom era, often referred to as the Empire period, was a golden era of unprecedented wealth, artistic grandeur, and cultural blossoming. This saw Egypt rise, phoenix-like, from the ashes of its past, reclaiming its position as a dominant world power. The pharaohs of this era embarked on ambitious infrastructural projects which served as tangible symbols of their power and their vision. One such symbol was the majestic Valley of the Kings, a grand necropolis dedicated to the honoring of the deceased. It was here that the pharaohs were interred, in tombs embellished with priceless treasures and artifacts. This was a city of the dead, yet it was filled with life. The life of a civilization that had resurrected itself from the brink of oblivion. The pharaohs of the New Kingdom era were not just political leaders, they were patrons of arts and culture. They recognized the power of culture, of art and literature as tools of influence and control. They commissioned grand temples and monuments, they sponsored literary works, they propelled cultural innovation. Ramesses II, also known as Ramses the Great, was one of the most influential pharaohs of this time. His reign, extending over 67 years, was marked by extensive building projects and military campaigns that solidified his legacy as a great warrior and builder. He was a king whose name and deeds echoed through the annals of history, a living embodiment of the power, ambition, spirit that underscored the New Kingdom era. The New Kingdom era was, in many respects, a golden age, an epoch when ancient Egypt ascended to the zenith of its power, influence, and cultural development. It was a period marked by prosperity, tranquility, and artistic innovation, when pharaohs were not merely rulers but deified monarchs, objects of worship for their subjects and subjects of reverence for their enemies. This was a time when Egypt as a civilization commanded the respect and admiration of the world. The pharaohs of the New Kingdom era were not ordinary mortals but living gods, personifications of divine on earth. Their reigns marked a zenith in the cultural and spiritual evolution of the Egyptian civilization. This was a time when Egypt was at its mightiest, basking in the glory of its power and influence. At its zenith, Egypt was a civilization that commanded awe and respect from the rest of the world. How does a civilization cope with the challenges of change and foreign invasions? To fully comprehend this, we need to thoroughly examine the intricate historical timeline of Egypt, particularly focusing on the late period. This era was an intriguing tapestry of resilience and turbulent changes, painting a portrait of a nation standing firm in the face of countless adversities. The late period of Egypt's history was a compelling epoch, witnessing the unremitting onslaught of foreign invasions. Each invader brought with them unique attributes, cultural flavors, and political nuances. This resulted in a dramatic shift in the societal dynamics and the cultural tapestry of Egypt. This period was not just about enduring trials, it was about surviving invasions from some of the most robust empires of the ancient world. The wave of invasions with the Persians, a formidable power rising from the east. Under the leadership of Cambyses II, Persians initiated an aggressive attack in the 6th century BC, resulting in the temporary occupation of Egypt. The invasion severely disrupted the political balance and instigated a significant reconfiguration of Egypt's cultural and societal framework. It was a transformational time for Egypt as it grappled with the realities and hardships of foreign rule. But the reign of the Persians over the Egyptian was fleeting. The Egyptians, known for their resilient spirit and deeply ingrained sense of national pride, persevered through the hardships. After 7 long decades of foreign domination, they triumphed in reclaiming their independence. Unyielding spirit was a testament to their courage and determination, demonstrating their ability to overcome the tribulations brought about by the Persian invasion. However, their respite was brief. Soon, the world watched in awe as Alexander the Great emerged as a dominant force. The Macedonian conqueror swept through the known world like a potent, claiming territories far and wide. Egypt was not exempt from his conquests. The advent of Alexander the Great marked the beginning of the Ptolemaic dynasty, a Greek royal family that would dictate the fate of Egypt for nearly 3 centuries. Despite their foreign origins, the Ptolemies exhibited an extraordinary ability to adapt and integrate into Egyptian society. They embraced numerous Egyptian customs, traditions, and administrative practices, effectively blurring the cultural lines. This was a testament to the enduring power and appeal of Egyptian civilization, a civilization that commanded respect and admiration, even from its conquerors. The final wave of invasion came from another formidable empire, the Romans. Following the death of Cleopatra VII, the last Ptolemaic ruler, Egypt's independence came to an abrupt end. The inception of Roman Egypt signaled an end of an era and the birth of a new chapter. The Romans, much like the Ptolemies before them, were deeply influenced by the Egyptian way of life. They assimilated elements of Egyptian culture, further testifying to the lasting impact of the Egyptian civilization. The successive invasions by the Persians, Greeks, and Romans were undoubtedly periods of extreme upheaval for the Egyptians. These were times when new political structures were imposed and cultural norms were reshaped. Yet the Egyptian civilization, with its deep roots and unique identity, remained steadfast. It absorbed the changes, adapted to the new circumstances, and in the process, influenced the invaders as much as it was influenced by them. Despite the political turbulence and cultural upheaval triggered by these invasions, the Egyptian civilization managed to preserve its essence. Its core values, deeply rooted in its rich history and diverse culture, remained intact. The Egyptians safeguarded their cultural heritage, their religious beliefs, and their social structures, even as they adopted and adapted foreign elements. This inherent capacity to absorb, adapt, and influence stands as a testament to the resilience, dynamism, and endurance of the Egyptian civilization. The narrative of Egypt during the late period is a captivating tale of resilience, adaptation, and cultural exchange. It shines a light on the ability of a civilization to artfully steer through the storms of change and foreign invasions. It tells the story of how a civilization can absorb the foreign elements, yet maintain its unique identity and influence the invaders. This narrative is a testament to the enduring power and appeal of the Egyptian civilization, a civilization whose legacy continues to inspire and fascinate us today. Despite the challenges, Egypt's culture and civilization remained resilient, leaving a lasting legacy. So, what can we learn from the history of Egypt? The historical account of Egypt is a rich tapestry, brimming not just with stories of pharaohs and pyramids, but with lessons that reverberate through time, resonating even in our modern world. From its inception, the civilization that sprouted on the fertile banks of the Nile River would go on to shape the course of human history in ways that are still evident today. The dawn of Egyptian civilization was a transformative era, where a society emerged from the banks of the Nile River. This marked the beginning of one of the earliest and most influential cultures. This civilization, nurtured by the river's waters, gave rise to countless innovations that would shape the world. It helped establish the foundations of societal structure, governance, and culture that we still see echoes of in our present. The heart of Egypt's story is the Age of Pyramids, an era that stands as an enduring testament to human ingenuity and ambitious desire to reach the heavens. These monumental structures weren't merely tombs or palaces for the departed pharaohs. They were a statement of mankind's willpower, resolve, and capabilities, pushing the boundaries of what was deemed possible. However, Egypt's history wasn't just a constant ascendancy. The first intermediate period was a time of political instability and power struggles, which reminds us that even the most advanced and established societies can face periods of turmoil and uncertainty. It was a time when the stability of the kingdom was threatened, the power was divided, and the continuity of the society was at stake. Yet, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, Egypt's Middle Kingdom emerged from this chaos. This period showcased the power of unity and the effectiveness of centralized authority. It was a testament to the extraordinary resilience of the Egyptian civilization, demonstrating that even in the face of adversity, societies can recover, adapt, and flourish again. Then we journeyed through the Second Intermediate Period and the New Kingdom, a time of foreign influence, territorial expansion, and the rise of powerful pharaohs. This era paints a vivid picture of the fluidity of borders and cultures, and the significant impact individual leaders can have on the course of history. It was a time when Egypt's power and influence reached its zenith, and its civilization was at the pinnacle of its grandeur. Moving forward, the late period was marked by the influence of foreign powers like the Persians, Greeks, and Romans. This period underscored the interconnectedness of the ancient world and how the exchange of ideas, goods, and people can shape societies. It showed that no civilization exists in a vacuum. Cultural and exchange played a crucial role in molding Egypt's history. So, what does the history of Egypt teach us? It shows us that civilizations rise and fall, but their legacies endure. It reveals the power of human ambition, the potential of collective effort, and the importance of adaptation in the face of change. From the monumental pyramids to the intricate hieroglyphics, the history of Egypt is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring power of civilization. The significance of Egypt's history extends beyond its borders and its time. It's a history that continues to inspire and captivate, reminding us of our shared past and our potential for the future. The iconic pyramids, the complex hieroglyphics, the mesmerizing art, and the profound philosophy all contribute to the rich historical tapestry that is Egypt. Remember, history is not just about the past, it's a guide, a teacher, a window into the human experience. It's a journey through time, revealing human nature's facets, showcasing our potential, and highlighting our strengths and weaknesses. It enlightens us about our past, shapes our present, and guides our future. So keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning. The history of Egypt is a testament to the human spirit and the enduring power of civilization. It serves as a constant reminder of what we as humans have achieved and the endless possibilities that lie ahead. No matter who we are or where we come from, we are all part of this fascinating, interconnected web of human history. So what can we learn from the history of Egypt? Well, it's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the enduring power of civilization, and the unyielding will of people to shape their future. The legacy of Egypt's past continues to inspire and captivate, reminding us of our shared history and our potential for the future.